I'm Lizzie.
And I'm Stephanie.
And we are magic players with vaginas.
And that is why we are
not pink. I'm Lizzie.
And I'm Stephanie, and we are two girls from Kansas City, and this is our podcast.
Yeah, today we are going to be talking about a hobby of Stephanie and I's that we've been dabbling around with for a while, and it is Magic the Gathering. I started about a year and a half ago.
I started playing about 9 months ago, so yeah, we haven't been playing for very long, but like Lizzie said, we've been dabbling in it, and we really enjoy it. I started playing because my current boyfriend was really into Magic, and I honestly had been exposed to Magic but never played, and as soon as I played with him, it kind of just clicked with me, so I got really, really into it.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny because my story is the exact same, except for it is my ex-boyfriend.
Ooh. I told Brett straight up, this is a true story, that if we ever broke up, like, this is the thing I'm taking out of this relationship, is Magic. And all the cards I paid for are coming with me. For those of you who don't know, Magic is a game where 2 or more players play with decks that consist of 60 or more cards. And essentially with your cards, it's a battle between planeswalkers using various spells, artifacts, and creatures, which are your cards. You pay for the cards or whatever they are based on the mana cost using your mana, which is also another type of card. I'm sure to those who don't play, that's confusing. It's a game that was like influenced by Dungeons and Dragons. I'm not going to try to explain that for those of you who don't know what that is. It was actually created, Magic was created by Richard Garfield, and it was published in 1993 by Wizards of the Coast. It says right on the box, the game is intended for ages 13 and up. So I guess we're in their demographic because we're older than 13. But I know for me, people who played it when I was younger were, like, it was when we were in middle school and stuff that people started playing it. I'm 20. We're both 23 and we play it. My boyfriend's in his 30s and he plays it. So 13 and up, good to go.
Yep.
What's crazy is that now there's even Magic the Gathering online. So there's like a whole other format to playing. I've never played it that way. But what were you going to say about the online?
I haven't either, but
I didn't realize it was a thing. If there's not an app for it, I assume that it
doesn't exist.
Yeah. Because I know there's not like an official Magic the Gathering app where you can actually play like you.
If there is, tell us in the comments because we want to know.
That's why that's why my question, like my inflection of my voice is going up. Because if there is, those 5 of you that are listening, let us know. No. What's even weirder though, is that it's estimated that only 10% of all Magic players are girls. That's a struggle I have definitely seen in my personal life because ever since I did start playing, I wanted to start a Magic Girls Club.
Yeah.
Where it's just all girls. We play Magic because, all the tournaments I've ever seen are all dudes. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think it's a bummer that I feel like girls don't play. I don't know girls that play, and then the stats say only 10% of girls play.
So if you're in the Kansas City area and you're a female and play Magic the Gathering, please, for the love of God, tell us on our Twitter, Not Pink Podcast.
Yeah.
Because
at Not Pink Podcast, twitter.com. If
something like this
identify
already
as a female, I don't really care what your genitalia status is, but if you identify as a female and like playing Magic, hit us up at Not Pink Podcast.
Yeah, but they actually say that the women who do play and are vocal about how they play, like they're a part of tournaments and stuff, they're actually just as good, if not better, than most men who are in the same tournaments.
Really?
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Do you think that a lot of girls don't play Magic because of, we don't have to get into it too far, but of course, anyone who is a girl or watches the news knows that girls have these, like, stigmas around certain things or these expectations by society.
Yeah.
So girls are supposed to be, like, getting their nails done, not playing Magic. And it's unfathomable to be able to do both.
Yeah.
You know, a girl who gets her nails done definitely wouldn't play Magic, when I don't think that's fucking true. So
Yeah.
it's that whole sort of deal.
And then you also just have to deal with the sexism part about it. People just look down on a woman being involved with that.
Yeah, if a guy's doing it, there's no way a girl can be better.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, we won't go too far into feminism and all that BS, but that's that. Because even, like, girls who are more in the public eye, like YouTubers, podcasters, I won't mention any specific names, but those sort of people, there are girls who are doing those things in the media playing Magic, but there's very few of those girls, and then those few girls that, like I said, are in the media playing Magic, they don't do it very much. Like, like there's guys on YouTube or whatever that all they do is Magic. There's bloggers that are just Magic bloggers, but the girls even in that are, it's just rare. It's like unbelievable how rare girls are in this game, because it's awesome.
I was doing some research about, like, female Magic players, and I found this story on the Daily Dot that this woman, Jackie Lee, she was sorry, Stephanie's kitty was meowing about something.
Continue. Get out of here.
But
podcast
and we're live. But yeah, Jackie Lee, she was a part of a huge, very, very large tournament, and she made it to the semifinals, and she stated in the story that people weren't rooting for her or even being supportive of her because they were just making, like, sexist, derogatory comments, like, make me sandwiches, and yeah. And then whenever she did finally lose, she never made it to the final round, people were cheering, which just blows my mind that people could be so mean just because somebody has a vagina and not a penis. Sorry, but
yeah, I mean, I have purchased a lot of Magic cards in my 8-9 months of playing, and it doesn't say on the front that there's a specific gender identity required to play, so I think it's ridiculous. That story's awesome, though. Like, good for her. Like, I'm so sorry she had to deal with that. Really, I don't know what I can do, but hopefully this is a start. Like, I really wish I could get more girls into Magic. Not only because I'm a girl, but I think that, like we said, because of those stereotypes, girls just don't get to do what they fucking want to do. They are sitting at home sewing pillows and doing laundry and making sandwiches for their dickhead husbands. They're not going out and getting careers and playing Magic the Gathering. Yeah. They're making sandwiches. Like, it's ridiculous, but I don't know about you, Lizzie, but I think it's freaking awesome. I do know about you because we play it all the time.
Yeah, no, I love playing Magic. I think it's great. It's a really awesome social activity because you're never really playing, especially if you're playing with friends, you're never just focusing on Magic. You're talking about something.
Yeah, it's all about the table talk.
But you don't get that if you're, like, sitting around watching TV. Yeah. You don't have conversations.
Or if you play MTG online.
Yeah.
That's what bums me out about MTG online. Because one of the best parts about Magic, it's kind of like a poker game. Like, it's all about the table talk.
We have some fucked up table talk.
Oh, you should hear me and Brett. It's funny to listen to a couple play. It's hilarious. No, like we said, we're not like how do I want to put it? We're not well-oiled Magic playing machines, but we're definitely not noobs anymore. Yeah. We might be noobs at making this podcast, but we're not noobs at playing Magic. Okay? So I want to tell you about some of my favorite cards. So, Lizzie...
Oh, well, what a coincidence. So do I.
Lizzie, this is your chance to understand how I kick your ass all the time, okay?
Whatever.
For me, one of my favorite cards is actually a new card. I'm so into the M15s that just came out. Out of the ones that came out, out of the core set, I have I bought 4, I gave 1 to you. So I own 3 out of the new M15 set. Mm-hmm. But one of my favorite cards out of that set is actually a red card from the red and black deck. And it's the Cone of Flame. And I saw this on a YouTube video where some guy, like, kicked someone's ass. Because Cone of Flame, it's like you deal 1 damage to target player or creature, another 2 damage to another target creature or player, and then another 3 damage to another target creature or player. So if you're only playing with one other fucking person, boom, 6 damage to that motherfucker. And it's like a totally affordable card too. Like, I didn't write it down, but I think it's in like the 4 mana range, so it's definitely affordable. Yeah. And it's awesome because I know when I play against Brett, a lot of his decks are designed where he lets his life dwindle down, then he comes back. So he gets down under 10 and then comes back at you. Yeah. So if I have that Cone of Flame, that's 6. That's awesome. The next card that I really like that's also a new card is a blue card from the blue and red deck, which is one of Brett's decks, actually. Brett is my boyfriend, if I didn't mention that. That's that guy. But in his blue deck, he has this Ensoul Artifact card, which, again, it's extremely affordable. And the blue-red deck, if you are familiar with M15s, you know this, is an artifact deck. It's artifact-based. It's something so incredibly awesome. It takes a while to get used to, but it's awesome. But with the Ensoul Artifact, it's an artifact enchantment, and so you can make an artifact a 5/5 on top of its current abilities. So if it's already an artifact creature with like 3/3, it's now an 8/8. And I think it might have something else, but it just beefs up those artifacts. I think that's it, because I would know if it did something else. And then the last one that I really like is out of one of my boyfriend's older decks, out of his black and blue deck. The dick deck, the deck no one wants to play. The deck no one wants to play against. I used to hate playing against that deck with my mono green, because I learned... Oh, yeah. No, excuse me. I learned on mono green. So playing mono green against blue black, there's no fucking chance for mono green. No matter what you have in there, that's just not going to happen. Because green is all about big creatures, and black blue is all about kill spells, so you're fucked. But in his blue-black deck, the whole, like, bone structure of the deck is kind of based off of Diabolical Servitude. I know you played with his deck before. In Diabolical Servitude, for 4 mana, you can get any creature out of your graveyard. So you use your own spells to put your big shit in your graveyard early, or I think Brett's is kind of designed where there's not that much mana, so you end up with 8 cards in the beginning, and then when you get to 8 and you have to get rid of a card, you're like, okay, my 8 mana whatever creature goes in here. Yeah. And then with Diabolical Servitude, because he has like 4, the max in there, you get it back out, and it goes straight into play. Yeah. And then when that creature dies, you get Diabolical Servitude back in your hand. So, I think those are the 3 best fucking cards ever. Yeah. What does your ass have to say about that?
Yeah, I've got a couple. 2 of mine are actually angels, because I love the angel cards.
That's where you and I differ. Yeah. Because I learned with Brett, and he likes blue and black. Yeah. So he's just a dick Magic player. And then you come in, and you want to fucking play angel decks and shit.
I just love them. But yeah, one of my favorites is, and I'm sorry if I butcher this, but Ayana, Shield of Imra. She's one of my favorites. She has flying like pretty much all the angels do. But the best part about her is when she enters the battlefield, so when you lay her down, you pick a color, and your player cannot cast any spells out of that color. And of course, because she's got a high mana cost, you have to kind of play the game a little bit before you can get her out there. So you know what colors your opponents have. Yeah. And then boom, as long as that's on the battlefield, they can't cast any kind of spell. So they can't cast a spell to kill it. Yeah. So they're shit out of luck.
Yeah, that's... See, like I said, I haven't really played with angel decks. Yeah. That sounds fucking crazy.
Yeah. My next one, it's a pretty common one, but I just love it because it's just such a dickhead move, is Fireball, where it's 1 fire and then X, and however many X is direct damage to a person's life. So it's just like, I have 12 mana.
Yeah.
Boom. Fuck you.
Yeah, I have a lot of those X cards.
Yeah.
That's a red card? What deck do you
Yeah.
put that in your red and green?
Yeah, I put that in my red and green. My red and green deck, it's like the green cards are all about you gaining life, and then the red cards are all about taking, like, direct damage to my opponent's life. So it's like my life goes up and their life goes down.
Yeah.
So.
Her green and red deck is, like, embarrassingly fucking huge, too.
Yeah. We're
gonna fix that.
Yeah, I need to fix that.
I'm just letting you know, I don't want to die being the only person who knows how huge your deck was.
Yeah.
You got such a big deck. I don't like it.
My big deck.
Get rid of that big deck you got there.
I can't. I just love how big my deck is. But my third favorite is another angel. It's got flying, like I said, like with most angels. But it's got a weird, fucked up twist to it.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. You can't lose the game, and your opponents can't win the game. So it's just a basic, like, it goes out there and
the game's over. You have
over.
to concede.
Yeah. And I did.
See, I know words like concede. I'm not a noob.
But I even did some research on it this weekend. I was talking to some of my friends that are more experienced in Magic that have been playing since they were in middle school, and they're now our age. But no, that it's a very, very rare card, but it is completely legal and completely legit.
Oh,
Platinum
hardcore.
Angel. Yeah.
As soon as you left the other day after you talked about that, me and Brett were both on our phones trying to, and I was like, I keep finding stuff about it, and it doesn't say it's illegal, but it did say it was extremely rare. Have you actually played with that card, or you just know about it?
No, a friend of mine's got it, but he doesn't play with it because it's such a
rare card. Yeah.
Well, the rarity
it ruins the game. Yeah. How many mana does that card cost?
It's like, I think I want to say it's 9. I would have to double check.
It's gotta be. That's what I would guess. That's absolutely what I would guess.
Say, don't hate me if that's the wrong amount of mana. I don't have it in front of me, and I've never played with it, so
don't hate us.
Yeah.
Don't hate us because you ain't us. So it's actually funny because for me, when I first started, like I said, I started on a green mono deck. So green was my favorite, and then now I really like black. I feel so bad because I have a white-black deck, a red-black deck, and a green and red, and then Brett has a blue-black and a blue-red.
Yeah.
And I like playing with my black and white and my black and red better than my red and green. My red and green is a trader. Mm-hmm. I got that deck for my birthday. Brett bought me that deck for my birthday. I, like, beefed it up and fucked with it twice, and it never fucking works for me. But anytime someone else plays with it, you've done this, Hannah's done it, Brett's done it. Anytime anyone else plays with it, they fucking kick my ass, and it pisses me off. But I know you have a green and red deck. Is that the colors you like the most?
I mean, those are the colors that I started playing with. Like, the first deck I ever made was a green and red deck. My ex took that with him whenever he left, so fuck you.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck you, first Josh I ever dated when I was 15 that didn't actually make me play the game with you. And I said, first Josh, so you don't know who you are, probably, because you don't know what order you were in. There were so many Joshes. What's your favorite now? Do you like the Angel decks the best, though?
Yeah, that's what I'm currently trying to put together right now is an Angel deck. But it's one of those things, it's not like I don't want to buy a starter deck of white and then add to it. Like, I'm trying to get each individual card I bought specifically for that deck, which is very expensive.
I'm laughing because one day, this is me being a noob, I was like, I'll just go buy 2 starter decks that are half white and we'll just make an Angel deck. And my brilliant boyfriend chewed us out. He's like, you can't fucking do that. And we're smart enough, though, playing Magic, that as soon as he was like, you can't do that, we're like, oh yeah, duh, because these cards in the starter packs are meant to go together.
Yeah.
But anyway, I suppose we've nerd ranted long enough.
Yeah.
So we'll call this a show. Hopefully those of you who do already like magic don't hate us. And hopefully those of you who don't like magic, you got this far into the show. Again, can't stress it enough. Follow us on Twitter at Notpinkpodcast. You can follow me, Stephanie, on my personal Twitter, which is at Pizza Butt Stuff. Pretty simple.
Because Stephanie's 7 years old.
That's my life. And then Lizzie is at Lizzie with an axe. We also are on Tumblr at Not Pink Podcast. It's kind of a ghost town on our Tumblr.
I mean, everything's kind of a ghost town right now.
Yeah. But we'll get there, so follow us for when it gets there. Until next time, it's been a great show. We really enjoy talking about magic with you guys. Follow us on Twitter and tell us what you think.
Yeah.